guys, welcome to the Performance Firearms channel. I'm John Rodriguez, and today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on the USO TS 2.5 to 20 rifle scope. I've had this one for a few months now. I'm going to say about maybe 4 or 5 months. Pretty interesting about this scope. This scope, and I'll put some pictures down below or somewhere up here on the screen. This scope actually was on the Super Bowl. This was on one of the rifles that was during sniper coverage or detail for T&E for one of the sniper SWAT units for the Super Bowl. I won't tell you what unit, you don't have to know, but it was in there. I'll put in the pictures of proof of what it was doing. So it was tested by a law enforcement unit. I got some of their feedback on it and my feedback on it. The number one thing I gotta say, the clarity on it, guys, it's amazing. So what am I comparing it to when I say clarity? I'm comparing it to my other US Optics B17. The clarity is within the same. I can't really tell the difference, and I could definitely tell the difference between that and the Bushnell. So this is my Bushnell HDMR Gen 1, not the Gen 2 version. So was old trusty. It's not fallen into, you know, just as a loaner scope for friends that don't have any rifles or stuff like that. But this scope, guys, like I said, it's 2.5 to 20. It has a large magnification. It's about 14.5 inches long. Guys, excuse the wind, excuse the dogs. I have to do this outside because, of course, during this time of quarantine, this is my 22nd day of being home in quarantine, and the kids are home and stuff like that. So this is the only quiet place I could find to do these videos now that I have time. So pretty much, yeah, it's about 14.5 inches long, a 50mm objective. This one particularly has the JVCR reticle, which is made by Jake Vibber. It's a competition reticle, a Jake Vibber competition reticle. It's pretty nice. Has a real nice, useful Christmas tree. What I like about this reticle over the Horus, which, you know, I'm a big Horus H59 fan. This is an H59. My B17 has an H59. My new US Optics that's coming, the Foundation 25, should be here in May, so I'll do a video on that one as soon as I get it. Will be a JVCR, and basically what I'll put in a video. I'll cut into the video of I did the whole zoom thing so you guys can see what the reticle looks like at certain zoomage and stuff like that. So that'll be cut into here somewhere. All right, guys. So here we have it at 2 power. I'm gonna go with the illumination all the way on. It is daytime bright, as you can see. We're gonna go ahead and zoom that in. That's 2.5 power, 5 power, 8 power, 10 power, 12 power, 16, 20. Okay, guys, so that is the illumination. That is the illumination of the reticle, daytime bright. That is its full maximum setting at 11. This will be 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. You can see it's no longer visible during the day. All the way to 0, not visible. So let's talk about drawbacks, right? So one of the drawbacks about the scopes, that it doesn't have locking turrets. And in the last couple of years, I've become really reliant on turrets that are locked, you know, because they bump around, but they are pretty tactile. Another thing that you know, they're kind of close together, so in a pinch or when you're pressed for time, they're a little close together. But other than that, I mean, I'm nitpicking at this point, guys. For the price point, this is $1,500. When I bought this scope, I believe it's 2013-ish. This scope was dealer price was $1,500, and I got this one for dealer price back in the day. But yeah, so Scope I like. I wish they would have done some locking turrets. I like the knob here for the parallax. It's very fluent, very nice. I like that it has two little shelves, so it's easier to grab. It goes from 10 yards, so it goes 10, 25, 50, 100, 200, 500, and then it goes all the way to infinity. So I have no complaints on the scope. What I like also about this reticle per se, and I want to see if the Foundation 25 is going to be the same. I hope it is. I hope it's the reticle and not just the optic. But the reticle here looks really nice and thick, where on the 859 on my B17 I have to crank the power almost to 17 to be able to clearly see the reticle. And still, it's so fine and minute that sometimes it's a problem. This one is not. This one I'm able to pretty much see the reticle from anywhere from 8 to 16 power. I hardly ever use this one at 20 power. Keep it around 16, 15, 12, even 10 sometimes, because the reticle is so large that I could still see it, and it's not large enough to extrude anything. So I mean, to blur anything out or block anything. On another note, guys, you guys haven't seen this rifle before, so I'll do a video on it later. This is my 223 slash trainer. I mean, it's not really a trainer. This gun can handle its own. I worked up a load for it. I'll do that on a separate video for you guys. I have a couple videos waiting for you guys, and then there's going to be, of course, a new rifle coming. I will put a picture right now so you can see of what it is right here, right here, and expect the video on that for more details. I'll just let you know it's a 6.5, and there's going to be some insane stuff coming as soon as I can go out and get it, right? Because I'm on lockdown. But other than that, the scope is great. Highly recommended. And this also has zero stop. So, but I would have liked to seen some either push-up lock-in turrets or some type of lock-in turrets. I think the must for today's scopes have to be, you know, number one, clear glass. Number two, large range, power range. You know, 2.5 to 20. I believe that's is it a 10 power variable. So something like that. Something large like that is what I would like to see, or is a must nowadays. Of course, 10 mil per rev turrets. That's something else. That's a big thing. Zero stop is another big thing. 34 millimeter tube or larger. I've seen what the new ones are 35, some are even 36, depending. A good parallax focus. I like the range. So this scope is very useful. You know, the 10 yards and stuff, even useful for like 22 NRL match, something like that. So that would be really great, because you can go down to 10 yards, where not a lot of scopes offer that. A lot of scopes like this one, which I'll cut in later, this one only offers, I think this one only offers to 50 yards. So if you're shooting like an NRL 22, even though, you know, you can find these scopes now cheaper. I believe you can find them around maybe 700 bucks nowadays. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. The USO25 is a pretty decent optic for the price point. Again, I don't know any other scopes that's on this price point. I know there's, what is it, Athlon, and I'm pretty sure that these are very comparable to that. All I'm saying is the glass clarity is amazing. I would have, you know, like every product, I tell you what I would have liked to seen. But again, sometimes what I like to see is available in the higher end products, and they can't give everybody what they want at this price point. Alright guys, so final thoughts. Who is this scope for? I would say your beginner to intermediate long range shooter that doesn't want to spend, you know, close to $3,000 on an optic. A beginner PRS guy that wants to do production division, that already has a competition reticle in it, that is very useful for PRS, and it's becoming one of my favorite reticles to this point. Law enforcement, military guys that want to use that power range. You know, they have a everyone's going to shorter DMR type sniper rifles for law enforcement military use. You're starting to see a lot of the 16-inch 6.5 Creedmoors, 13.5 308, which is what this scope was originally on, while it was being tested by that law enforcement agency, which was, I believe, was a sword. I think it's called the MK-18 which had a 13.5 inch or 13 inch, a 1 8 twist, 308. Shot pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty nice gun. They're supposed to send me one for review at some point, a 6.5, a 20 inch 6.5. We'll see if that ever happens. Other than that, that's who this optics is for. So I highly recommend it. It's not a bad scope. I keep it on here. Of course, once I get my this is a TNE model that they sent me to give to the law enforcement agencies and to show around, but it's gonna kind of hard to be giving it back. Once I get my Foundation 25, this will go back, and they're gonna go ahead and look through it, make sure everything is good, and maybe some other reviewer that asked for it will be reviewing the same optic. But the cool thing, guys, about this optics, and I'll show you, it has a little scratch right here. So if you're another YouTuber and you ask US Optics for review, it's got like something that looks like an A or kind of a star right here. It's a little scratch right on the left side of it. You know that optic, oh, and it also has a nice little shiny spot right here on the front of the bell. You know that optic actually was at the Super Bowl, so that's a pretty cool thing. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy your quarantine. Try not to go too crazy. It's been about almost 27 days since I've shot a gun at a match or at a range. Dry fire is keeping me busy. Some load development for this thing, which will probably be my next video. I'm gonna try to do at least one video a week for you guys. But that's it. I hope you guys stay safe. Don't forget to buy the essentials. Don't clear out the shelves. Leave stuff for your neighbors. Toilet paper for one. All right, guys, so take it easy, be safe, and hopefully sometime this year I'll see you at the range.